I was very hopeful of a positive result. However, since the examination of UPSC and the competition is very cutting edge, there's always a doubt in mind. So that doubt was still there, but I was very hopeful and very positive to about the result. And when I saw my name in the list, I was on cloud nine. I was feeling very elated. I have done my schooling from first till 10th standard in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Air Force Station, Bidar. And then to pursue my intermediate, I went to Sri Chaitanya College in Hyderabad, and later I pursued my engineering from Ramaiah College in Computer Science and Engineering. So this was about my educational background. About my childhood, most of it was spent in Bidar city itself, in the northernmost part of Karnataka. So I was a very playful kid. I used to play sports as a kid, and I encourage students even now to play some sports along with your studies. Apart from this, if about my family, my father is a retired lecturer and my mother is a housewife. And my brother also cleared civil services last year, and he is an IPS officer. So this was about me and my family. Since childhood, I used to play with computers. I used to play computer games while growing up. I was very fond of them. So when in 12th standard, I decided that enough with playing computer games. Now I will create new computer games and do software programming. So I pursued computer science engineering with that dream in my mind, and I did well there as well. I got a job in Intel, but as I went through the journey, I learned more about civil services and the power and the responsibility that comes with it, and the platform which civil services provide, using which we can change the face of society. The role played by IS officers like Shri Harsh Gupta ji, who was a district collector in my area. He did a master plan of city and revamped the entire city. So this was very inspirational for me, and this also motivated me to aspire for civil services. So I initially thought of doing computer science engineering, and I did that. But then I later switched to civil services. But I'm hopeful that the knowledge which I have learned in computer science engineering about artificial intelligence, blockchain, and newer technologies, I will implement this knowledge as a civil servant when I enter in bureaucracy. There isn't a particular incident as such. However, my friend named Abdul, he used to stay in a rural village called Chidri. It's very near from my city. So I used to see him and his conditions that he had to walk around 2 kilometers just to be able to attain school. So I was sad about his situation, that just due to lack of a good road, his studies get affected, that he has to spend most of the times just to complete the trek to be able to attain the school. So this was one of the reasons that motivated me, that if only a single road from connecting from village to a town can empower so many young students, so what a district collector can do when he can connect all the villages and make them smart villages. So this inspiration was also there in me. I was 21 years old in the final year of my engineering, where I decided that I need to do this and I want to be able to do civil services. I had to change, of course, my schedule, because in engineering final year, it was supposed to be interactive, and if I could use the word, it was not so hard. But when it comes to civil services is tough. Cracking civil services examination requires consistency and hard work. So I had to make some changes. For instance, we have to inculcate habit of being able to read for a number of hours. So that lifestyle change I had to make. But what I did was, even besides the studies, I ensured that I play some sports like football or badminton, because physical health and mental health These two things are as much important along with your studies. For my optional, I took political science and international relations. There were multitude of reasons why I took political science. One of the reasons was this particular optional had convergence with other subjects as well. If you study political science and international relations as an optional, it helps you cover your general studies paper 2 almost entirely. You do not have to do much efforts for other papers, and it also helps you in ethics as well as essay. So I took political science and international relations as an optional, and it's a dynamic subject. You are supposed to be aware about the current happenings around the world. So this was also one of the reasons, because it's an interesting subject. It's not just like history where some events are recorded. In political science and international relations, you're supposed to be up to date about how India's foreign policy works vis-a-vis other countries. So it was very interesting, and it helped me, and today I think the choice was right, and that is why I am sitting here in front of you. I would use the word consistency. It's the single most important thing when it comes to cracking any competitive examination. You need consistency, because your little efforts each day, even atoms worth of effort, even if it's as small as an atom, together cumulatively they add up and create a mountain. So consistency is the key. Certainly, being humans, civil service aspirants are not robots. They're also humans. They also have emotions. They see things around them and they get depressed. So when COVID-19 pandemic happened and lockdown started, so it was very depressing to see the number of casualties everywhere. I was looking for hope and positivity, which I found in my friends and family. They supported me and they motivated me to study during the COVID-19 period, because some of my friends lost their relatives and their parents. So it was negative news was there around that, but the other aspect was because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the exam was delayed, and there were 2 extra months or 3 extra months to prepare more. So I became resilient and studied despite the COVID-19 pandemic. The biggest challenge, if I were to choose one, the challenge would be the biggest challenge is motivation. You need the lack of motivation, if I were to say. Sometimes people get demotivated and they are not motivated enough to study because it is hard work. It is smart hard work, but you need some motivation. So at times people do tend to get demotivated. So that is certainly a challenge, overcoming that, continuing that momentum, and being motivated throughout the year, because the examination process is long. All the 3 stages of the examination take around 9 months. So being motivated thoroughly, consistently is the single biggest challenge which I think I faced, and I was very positive. I kept a positive attitude, and because of this, I could ace through this challenge. I did not take any coaching at all. I did not take any paid coaching or any professional coaching. However, I stayed at different study circles, if you could say them, like Hamdard Study Circle in New Delhi and Jamia Millia's Residential Academy. So I stayed at these places, but I have not taken any coaching. My brother helped me because he is already an IPS officer, so he knew how the examination process works. So he helped me a lot. And apart from this, internet is there. So internet is available. So my advice to the students is you do not need paid coaching at all, because all the resources and the topper strategies, they're free of cost available on YouTube. So you can use the medium of YouTube for a good purpose and listen to the toppers, what they are reading and how they are doing. And using this strategy, you can make the best use of internet, and without any coaching, you can clear this examination. will tell you, there is a quote in Telugu language which goes like, the very small phrase which goes like, Vishwasam, Prayatnam, Vijayam. So the three words mean you should first have hope in yourself, trust in yourself. So trust should be there. And then Prayatnam, that is efforts or consistency should be there. And then Vijayam or success will come. So our attitude should be like this, that we should first trust ourselves. If there is a lack of trust, then obviously the result will not be positive. So first you need to trust yourself that I can do this, and read with a very positive mindset and an open mindset. So that is the main important key. And apart from this, UPSC examination is not about studying in a closed room alone. It's not like that. You're supposed to interact with people, and that builds up your personality as well. And apart from that, learning from other peers and other students, that helps you a lot. So apart from studying, you should also take care of playing some sports and take care of your health. So overall, these things are required for UPSC or any competitive examination for that matter, that you should have a positive attitude, and right guidance is required. Right guidance can be sought from the toppers. On YouTube, topper strategies are available. So be positive, seek toppers guidance, and do prayatnam, and Vijayam or victory will automatically come. Sure, sure. As you know, as I previously told that my background is computer science and engineering. So after you clear the mains examination, you're supposed to you are supposed to fill a detailed application form. You are supposed to fill a detailed application form. So in that detailed application form, I had filled about various things which I did academically in computer science and engineering. Like reading about artificial intelligence and interest in blockchain technologies. So I had mentioned those things. So most of my interview went about talking about these technologies, where I was asked how artificial intelligence or machine learning can impact the society, our economy, and what is my vision on how I will implement this when I come in bureaucracy. So my advice to you students would be, do not prepare for the interview after passing the mains examination. Have that vision in mind of preparation of interview even before you write prelims. So have a vision in your mind as a bureaucrat. What aspirations do you have after you become a bureaucrat? So that vision you can share with the interview panel, and they will ask you questions on that, and that would ace you through and build up confidence in you. Goal is to serve the society and contribute for national integration and Rashtra Nirman to the nation. So even when I wanted to become IAS, I had that in mind. For instance, the full form of IAS is Indian Administrative Service. At the end, we use the word service. So it is a service to the society and to the nation. So my ambition is I would serve in key areas that would take my nation forward. Key areas like education, rural development, and poverty. So these, and women empowerment as well. These four key areas are there where I want to work using my technical abilities and the responsibility which is given to me. So this is my actual ambition, that I want to serve and change the society in these key areas to take my state Karnataka forward and to take my nation forward. I think this is a myth which people have created. Article 16 of the Indian Constitution guarantees equal opportunity to everyone. So there is no discrimination in UPSC or any government services. If some communities are there whose educational background, educational factors or poverty or these things are there, so what they need to do is work on these areas, and through education, any community or any section of society can develop themselves. So my message to all the vulnerable communities and all the disadvantaged sections of society is work on education, because Nelson Mandela, the ex-president, the former president of South Africa, said that education is the most powerful tool to change the society and change the world. So if you want to change yourself or your family or your society or your section of the society, then education, pursue education. excellence in education can change and improve the socio-economic indicators, and we can be active drivers of Rashtra Nirman, or contribution to national integration. No, absolutely not. In general, my advice to the youngsters, besides the civil service aspirants, in general, my advice to the youngsters is this is the best phase of your life, and this phase of your life will determine the growth trajectory of our nation and your family and your society. So make it productive, make it count, pursue fields of education, various diverse fields of education, be it law or journalism for that matter, because this is an important field, and it could be a judiciary, defense services, civil services, or any service or any job. Whenever you are doing any work or anything, just think, besides me and my family, how I can contribute to society and to the nation. So keep that vision in your mind and enjoy this productive phase of life, and also learn in this productive phase of life, because learning, education, these two things, these key things can change you as a person, can change society, can improve the development factors of our nation as well. One important advice which I would like to share with the UPSC aspirants or any competitive examination aspirants is, some people do the common error of counting the number of hours they have studied. They keep a count of, say, I have studied 12 hours, 13 hours, and they then become happy that I have studied so many hours. But this is not the right way. The right way is, instead of counting the number of hours, count the number of chapters you have read. Make some weekly targets and daily targets and stick to them. Consistency and honesty to yourself and those targets is required. Sometimes it may be that you might take 8 hours, or sometimes only 4 hours to complete the target. So study should be of quality, qualitative, not quantitative. So this is the main thing that would make your hard work smart work. So please pay attention to this. Thank you so much. Jai Karnataka, Jai Hind.